Hello and welcome to Sunday Scripture with me, Brilliant Pongo. Today I would like us to look at a very short scripture and focus on a word that is in that scripture. So our key word today is love, and I want us to focus on that particular word and find how it is used and pose the question to you as to how you define that word and what's your understanding of the word, and how do you express your love for God. Now, the scripture that I'd like us to look at is found in Matthew chapter 22, and it is verse 37. And it reads, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Now, that's the instruction. That is what Jesus is saying. Now, if we look at this word, love, it's not a very easy word to understand. Although many of us will say, oh, I understand and I know what love means. But do we really understand this word? Because as far as I'm concerned, this word is a very difficult word to even define. Because dictionary authority has it that this word as a noun, we're just looking at it as a noun in this case, has many different definitions that go with it. But I've chosen just three to give as an example here. Looking at the word love as a noun, it is described as a profoundly tender affection for another person. That's one. The second one is love is defined as a feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection. That's two. And the third one, which is a slightly controversial one, which is sexual passion or desire. Now, all those definitions that I've given there are describing or defining the word love. Now, I want us to read the scripture again and then go back into what I'm trying to say here, bearing in mind that the key word that we want there is love. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Thou shalt love is what Jesus is saying here. Now, love is a word we instantly warm to and apparently understand. Yet in reality, it's perhaps the most difficult emotion to find and to express. So love as a word, that thing that we're talking about there, that love, is an emotion that is difficult to express, it is difficult to find, and it is also, as I've just proven there, difficult to define and to find. Now, this is made even more confusing by what the world is doing now with that word love. Hollywood, for example, has taken love and made it an icon for explicit sex. They've taken that word love and made it an icon for explicit sex. This is why. Here's why I'm saying that. Love now, there's the word that they've used it now as love making. Love making describes sexual relationships, yet only the couples will know if it's love making or just sex. So love is really love making, as Hollywood is putting it, is really a euphemism for good sex. Now here's the thing. My question to you is this. How do you express your love for God? How do you show your love for God? How do you define what love is with regards to God? Because as Christ is saying there, love thy God with all thy heart. How do you do that? How do you show that? Now, this is what I've put out in the article. I've put out a question, posed a question, attempted to answer that question. But I leave it open that you too can also join in this conversation and join in this discussion by putting your comments on our website. Find this article that I've put out there. The article is titled I'll quickly have a quick look here. That what I've put out it as is, what does the word love mean to you? What does the word love mean to you? So find that article on our website www.ocradio.co.za and add your comments there. Let's continue this conversation. Let's continue this discussion and find out how you worship God, and we teach each other on how we can show our love for God. Many people will say, I show my appreciation or I show my love for God because I go to church every Sunday, because I read scripture. But is that a way to show love to God? Is that what Christ was saying in verse 20, in chapter 22, verse 37? Is that what God was saying, Jesus was saying we should do? I've run out of time, but not out of word. So let's continue this conversation on the website. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following Sunday Scripture. See you next week.